Hey, we went from 20 questions to 29 questions now. So I'm going to batch them together. This one, it's a great question. So this one, it's this, I'm going to basically combine 3 questions, okay? All right, so here are the questions. And then just a note before we go on, I know there's a vow renewal thing that we need to display on the screen. So media, you can get that ready so that after this question, we can talk about that a little bit, okay? All right, so here are the 3 questions batched together. How do I manage my wife who always complains anytime we want to have sex? How do I manage my need and my wife's hormonal issues? I hope, and the person said, I hope you understand, Sha. Okay, so that's that one. And then the question that goes along with that, which we can batch with it, number 2. My husband doesn't understand that sometimes I need peace from him touching my body sexually. Any advice? And then the third one, hopefully I can find it. Okay, so the third one that goes along with that is, how do I make my husband want to be more sexually intimate rather than spend all night with a soccer league video game? Over to you, Ma, answer.
Some have food but cannot eat. Some can eat but have no food. That's what this is. I'll let Pastor answer it. He answers all the sex questions. I'm too holy for that.
No, but you add to it. Yeah. It's not normal. It's not usual for an adult not to enjoy sex. We're sexual beings by creation. So if you find that, it's just like saying you don't like to eat. All those things are not usual. So if for some reason you are not enjoying sex with your partner, then that is what we need to look at. All right? Why are you not enjoying sex with your partner? Sex is meant to be enjoyed. So from the questions, the first 2 ones, it sounds like you see it as a disturbance. You still see it as a distraction. It's a major part of bonding for a couple. The sex. Major part. And we talked about needs today. For most men, the physical part of intimacy is a need. So you need to understand that. So we need to investigate why you don't like sex. Is it that your husband is not doing it right, or you've had some experiences in the past making you not enjoy sex? But please, let it be clear. It's not usual for a couple not to enjoy sex. That's not the norm. That is abnormal, if I can use that word. It's not the normal thing. You are meant to enjoy sex, especially with your partner. So if you're not enjoying it, we need to investigate why. Okay? So is the process, are you not enjoying the process? Is he not doing it right? Have you guys had the conversation? Rev, because of sexual issues that are not being addressed in church, we had to start a whole ministry called Wholesome Sexuality, where we have a Christian sexologist helping people. Because these issues, we get it from all over the world. And sometimes when people even go and seek help from the worldly, we knew a couple that went to seek help from the worldly, the therapist told them to introduce BDSM. That's flogging and chaining and all that. So they've been flogging themselves now for a while. So, so we have to start Wholesome Sexualities on Instagram. Please, if you need to reach out to them, let them talk to you. There's a reason why you're not enjoying sex, basically. So we need to investigate that. I will let Pastor M will add to that later. Then for the person playing video game, you need to understand that he also needs help. His brain is being excited by something else. It's probably why he's distracted. Sexual pleasure and all that, they're all in the same part of the brain where cocaine and drugs and other things are. So once there's something like stimulating that part of the brain, it becomes difficult for that person to find interest in another thing. So he needs to break that addiction. We need to know why. If your libido is too low, we need to know why. There's a reason. It doesn't just happen. So basically, we can't go into all the details because we don't know the details, but I'm just mentioning some random things that you need to look into. Then before I give Pastor M the mic, if you're a woman and you are not so sexual and your husband wants sex, same thing with you in case you're the man, there are 2 kinds of sex. My wife talks about it all the time. You will say it now. She talks about dutiful sex and beautiful sex. I'll let her finish it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, before I get into dutiful sex and beautiful sex, I was also going to say that sometimes it's not always that there's a problem with how he's doing it. Sometimes maybe the woman is tired from doing so much in the day. Okay, so maybe if you help out with a few things, she will have energy. She's doing the dishes, she's cooking, she's doing school runs, she's doing a lot of things. And at the end of the day, she's just tired. All she's thinking about is sleep. If you bring yourself, it's an added to her, it's like added work, right? Even if it's enjoyable. There are times when you are too hungry to eat now. You even have the food in your hand like this and you can sleep off. So maybe she's tired, So you need to find out if there are ways you can help. Ladies, am I right? Because people don't want to say it. I said, let me help you. You people are not looking at me. I thought you'd be encouraging me that you got this. Be encouraging me so I can help you talk. So sometimes I think women are just tired. So that's it. I don't think it's, and a woman is not going to tell you I'm tired. So she can come up with a lot of excuses. She can say she's having a headache. But me, I always say it's not a good excuse because we don't really need your head in the equation. You can just stay there and the man can do the rest. So I think it's better to have the conversation with him and let him know that you are tired. You would rather, he help take a few things off, maybe help with the kids, then you can, have sex or whatever. The second person that said something about the gaming and everything. Now, I really wish I had more details because what I'd like to know is, are you waiting for him to come to you? Or he's playing game there and you go there and meet him? But I don't know, there are ways around these things. There are things you will go there and meet him and do that he will not have to answer you, But this, I can see cross everywhere, so I'm respecting myself. Everything I will say. So I'm just saying that there are things, there are things you can do in sitting position. Then for the issue of beautiful and dutiful, your pastor is my pastor's friend. You go and report me. So there are things I have to say I can't say here. Dutiful and beautiful. Beautiful sex is when both of us are in the mood. It's enjoyable. From the door, we are tearing our clothes. We can't get our hands off each other. And then there's time for foreplay and all of that. There's dutiful sex too. Okay, dutiful. When I was preaching, you didn't tell me to put my mic. Now, when we are discussing things, I should say it loud.
Needs to hear this.
Then for dutiful sex, which will happen quite a bit in your marriage, if we're being honest, is when one person is really in the mood and the other person is not. But you understand that you are the only authorized dealer of sex for your husband or your wife. And if you do not have sex with them, you leave them either frustrated or with the temptation of trying to solve their problems in some other ways which will not benefit you. So at that time, you just need to be a big girl or a big boy and do what you need to do. Serve the other. That's what marriage is about. It's no longer about just pleasing the Lord. It's about how you can please your partner. And if your partner needs sex and you're not in the mood, sometimes you just need to. And then the thing about dutiful sex is if you do it right, most times it ends up being beautiful sex. So the people that are complaining about, sex is too much, it's too much, I'm also wondering, do you have orgasms? Some women never do. So it's part of the problem. If you're not enjoying something, then you also don't want to do it. So beautiful sex is when we both want it, we both are happy to do it, there's time for foreplay and everything. And dutiful sex is, you're in the mood, okay, let's do a quickie and I'll just be a good sport about it. And then when you come, we'll just move on with our lives and continue. Everybody's happy. You leave me alone, you're satisfied, I get to do other things. So
and if for any reason you need to talk to a therapist regarding, please do, because somebody mentioned hormonal issues or whatever. Sometimes there's a reason. That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't get help and you just be suffering in silence continuously. So you guys should get help professionally if you need to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.